Hello everyone. Today we are going to go through our weekly homework. If we look at question 1, it says, a scientist records the number of deer observed in 3 areas of a forest. The table shows her observations. So the first thing, I have 3 different areas, A, B, and C. And then I have square miles and then my number of deer. So I know that I'm trying to figure out how many deer are found every square mile. So I need to label my X and my Y. And then I need to find a proportional relationship. If we do not remember, we're going to use the equation K equals Y divided by X. So then I do Y divided by X. So I do 162 divided by 18, and I get 9. And then I do 153 divided by 17, and I get 9. If you see, I'm doing my Y divided by my X. And then last but not least, I do 234 divided by 26, and I get 9. So then it says, how many deer per square mile did the scientists observe in the forest? So we just figured out that they observe 9 deer per square mile. Because we did our Y divided by our X, we did number of deer divided by square miles to get 9. Next, we're going to look at number 2. It says, a machine at a factory produces plastic tubing in different lengths. The rate of production is constant. The table shows lengths of 4 different parts and the time it takes for each to be produced. So I'm given my time and I'm given my length, my meters. Every single time I'm doing this, time is always your Y and your length is always your X. So then I need to do, just like we did up here, I need to find my constant of proportionality. Constant of proportionality. And I need to do Y divided by X. So I'm going to do 102.2 divided by 0.5, and I am going to get 204.4. I'm going to do that for all of them. So then I need to do 153.3 divided by 0.75, and I get 204.4. And then for part C, I need to do 122.10 divided by 0.60. And then here I get 203.5. So this is my K values. I see that my K value here is 204.4. Part B, 204.4. Right here, I do not have 204.4. So I see that part C might have made a mistake, but let's double check and do our last one. I have 275.94 divided by 1.35, and I end up with 204.4. So it says complete the statement to show how to correct the table of values. Part blank is incorrect. We just figured out that part C was incorrect. The time should be blank seconds. So now I'm going to write up here, I need to plug this into my equation. Hopefully we remember our equation is Y equals K times X. So I take this, my constant of proportionality, and I'm going to plug it in for my K value. Now I can plug it in. I have Y is my time in seconds. I don't know that. That's what I'm looking for. So I should have Y equals my constant of proportionality, which is 204.4, times my value of X, which is, this is my Y, this is my X, my value of X is 0.60. And then when I multiply that together, I get Y equals 122.64. So the time should be 122.64 seconds. Okay, next we are going to look at question number 3. It says Sal pays $1.80 for 0.75 pounds of peppers at a market. What would Sal pay for 1 pound of peppers? So first I need to make my table. I have a dollar value and I have pounds of peppers. So I'm going to put money. And I'm labeling my table. And then this one is going to be my pounds of peppers. So Sal pays $1.80 for 0.75 pounds of peppers. So my dollar amount is $1.80 for 0.75 pounds of peppers. Then I'm trying to find out what would Sal pay for 1 pound of peppers. So I'm looking at my table. This is the dollar amount, and this is my number of peppers, and I know I'm looking for 1 pound of peppers. So I'm going to put my 1 there, and this is what I'm trying to find. So then I ask myself, how do I get from 0.75 to 1? I can see that 0.75 is less than 1, so I know I need to multiply to get there somehow. But I don't know what I need to multiply by, so I take my 1, and I'm dividing by 0.75 to get 1.3 repeating. So then I can double check my calculator. 0.75 times 1.3 repeating gets me to 1. So then I know whatever I do down there, I need to do up here. So I need to multiply by 1.3 repeating. In your calculator, you need to type 1.80 times 1 and then you're going to have to do 3 a few times in order for this to give you the correct answer because it's repeating. So if you type that into your calculator, you will get a final answer of $2.40. Okay, so let's look at question number 4. It says, the graph shown models the relationship between the distance a car travels and time. So first of all, I'm given this point. I know that my points go X and then Y. So I need to see what X represents. Let's look at our graph here. And it says X represents time. So I'm going to label my 60, and I know that this is time in minutes. Now, my Y, I need to look over here. What does Y represent? Y represents my distance. So off to the side here, I'm just going to explain what this coordinate point means before I try and answer the question. It says that time is in minutes, so X equals 60 minutes. And then it says the distance, so my Y is my distance. Now, it says, what does the point 60Y represent in this situation? So I'm trying to find which one of these answers explains this graph. So it says the car travels for Y minutes. We just figured out that my time is 60 minutes, so that's not Y minutes. The car travels Y miles per hour. Okay, the car travels Y miles. We figured out Y was my distance. So it could be this one. Let's look at the next. The car travels 60 miles per hour. We just figured out that the car travels 60 minutes per hour. So we know that that one is not correct. And then last but not least, it says the car travels 60 miles. Still, again, 60 miles. We don't know that it travels 60 miles. We know it travels 60 minutes. So we know that that one is incorrect. So then let's go back to B. It says the car travels Y miles. So my distance, Y, that makes sense, per hour. But I'm still confused because this says minutes. What do I know? How many minutes, blank minutes, are in 1 hour? I know that 60 minutes is in 1 hour. So if I change this to 1 hour, that's still representing 60 minutes. And then does this point say the car travels Y miles, my distance, per hour? So then we have B. And last but not least, number 5, it says at Olivia's Burger House, each burger costs the same price. John buys 5 burgers, probably important, for $7.50. Place the point at the location on the graph that represents the unit price for one burger. Okay, I don't know the unit price right now, so I'm going to have to create my graph, and I'm going to put, my chart. I'm going to have burgers. And then I'm going to have my dollars. And then it says John buys 5 burgers. So with my table, I'm going to put 5 burgers. And it cost him $7.50. But I'm trying to figure out the price for one burger. So I need to put my 1 or my unit rate right there. Then I ask myself, how do I get from 5 to 1? Some of us might, that 5 is larger than this one, so I know I need to divide by something. And some of us might know that relationship right off the bat, but if you don't, you could do 1 times 5, and that would give you what you're dividing by. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. So then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. If I divided by 5 here, I have to divide by 5 here. So then I do $7.50 divided by 5, which gives me $1.50. So now I know the price. I know my unit price is 1 burger, cost $1, and 50 cents. Now finally I need to take this and I need to graph it. So I need to find my burgers. If I look at my X is burgers. And I'm trying to find 1 burger, which is right here. And then I'm trying to find $1.50. So then I'm going to go up until I find my dollar amount of $1.50. And I get my final point of right here. So my point should be at, if I say my coordinates, my point is at X is 1 and Y is $1.50. I don't know if you can see that, but okay, good job on your first weekly review. This is how they're going to go from now on. So you'll watch the video on Monday or whatever the first day of classes are, and we will go over these examples. Let me or Miss Spanky know if you guys have any other questions.